I did wash my hat. It had gotten to the point where it was getting heavy. You know, when something's really dirty, it gets heavy. And when it gets heavy, it tells you it's really dirty. It also was no longer being absorbent. So instead of catching the stuff in the sweatband, it was just letting it run down my face, which is not a good thing. Father and his daughter on her bicycle, and another child in a little cart behind the bicycle, going over to the playground at the school. That's a nice playground. They did a good job with it. Kids just love it. There's kids over there all the time. Richland is a fine town to live in. Now, I may have moments when I complain, but Richland is a fine town to live in. Good people. I'd say 99.9% of them are nice. And I haven't met that other one. Hope it never do. Then again, it might be me. Just never know on those kind of things. Although I've had it told to me several times that I have tendency towards being obnoxious. Not only does a man need to know his limitations, he has to recognize his talents too. Obnoxious can be a handy asset to have. Gives you reasons for doing things that you do, and the reputation to let you get away with them. But I really try and be nice, because, like I say, everybody here is nice. And when other people treat you nice, it's just natural to want to treat them nice in return. I'm very happy to have that experience. Oh man. Well, I'm going to have this small pile of branches cut up here pretty soon. But I don't think I'll have all the branch from that big tree down cut up into pieces and stacked. I think if I get a good portion of it cut into pieces today, that's going to be a real good deal. My stamina is not what it used to be. But then, I don't think anybody's is. Not going to blame anybody other than me for having the luck and the wherewithal to live this long. They say time heals all wounds. Causes a few of them too. Every beat of your heart takes a little bit out of you. And I've had a lot of them. Despite the 16 hours that I have spent in my lifetime of not having my heart beat, having a machine pumping blood through me. That's an experience I don't want to share with anybody either. I mean, I'll tell you about it, but I don't want you to go through it. Dr. Deeb, up in Ann Arbor, was recommended to me after I went to my heart doctor, Dr. Cagney, and said, Doc, I think I got a problem. I'm really congested, and I get tired really easy, and my heart's beating like the dickens. But I just run out of energy. So he checked me out. They did a heart scan. Esophageal echocardiogram is where they put a sound unit down your throat, and it sends out pulses and reads how long it takes to come back. Provides a picture, grainy, but a picture, of the soft tissue around it, which means it's much better for the heart than an x-ray. I guess you can see your heart in an x-ray, but they got to put chemicals in there to make it show up. It's more for checking veins, vessels, arteries. In any case, having that go down your throat's not fun. They give you something that makes it so you don't remember it. Well, I did a dumb thing. I have a tendency to not need much anesthesia. In other words, they'll say, okay, count backward from 100 and I'll get to 98 and I'll be gone. I made the mistake of telling the anesthesiologist that I was cheap drunk. So he lightened up on the dose. So I didn't quite go to sleep as fast as I usually do. I got to experience the feeling of it going down my throat. Not good. Now you can still breathe around it. It's not a large device, so you can still breathe around it, but it's not fun. After that, he said, well, your heart valve is leaking. That's the one he put in. When I was 52, I had a heart attack. I didn't know it was a heart attack, but I had a heart attack at work. I was working and we had an inspector coming for my OSHA, and while he was there, actually before I met him, my right shoulder started hurting. My right arm was beating like it was, I could feel the pulse in it. And I had the EMT there at the shop check me out, and he said, well, your blood pressure's okay. He was checking my left arm. You don't have a temperature? I said, yeah, but my right arm and my back hurts really bad. I think I'm having a problem. I want to go to the doctor. I want you to drive me over to Coldwater to the hospital. Now, you know I'm bad when I say I want you to take me to the Coldwater Hospital. Coldwater Hospital is a great place to find a helicopter to take you somewhere else. But they took me over there. And on the way over, I was feeling better because I was sitting down. And I knew I was going to some place where they could help me. Well, at least I believed it anyways. So, got over there, and I knew a couple of things. One, they weren't going to put me on a stress test. My brother had a heart attack when he was 52. They put him on a stress test. Now, actually, he didn't have a heart attack. He was having the problems that I was having. Trouble breathing and not having a lot of energy. And they put him on a stress test, and then he had a heart attack. Having a heart attack is really bad on your heart. It's never a good thing. You know, it makes it so that your heart is not getting the blood it's supposed to get to keep it alive. So it dies a little bit. Sometimes you recover, sometimes you don't. Bob recovered. He spent some time at Coldwater Hospital, and they shipped him off to Borges, where he had a mechanical valve installed in his aorta. And he's fine today. Well, they gave me nitroglycerin, and I said, well, I'm feeling better after about an hour. I said, I'm feeling better now. I'll go back to work. They said, no, you can't. We gave you nitroglycerin and it made you feel better. The only thing nitroglycerin helps is a heart attack. So you had a heart attack. In the meantime, they'd taken my blood pressure on my left arm, and they said, your blood pressure is normal. Then they put an IV in. The IV went in my left arm. So they couldn't take my blood pressure on my left arm anymore, so they took blood pressure on my right arm. It was 200 over 120. Yeah, the aorta feeds the blood to your right arm. So it wasn't getting pulled out and moved back like it should be. The blood was just pumping back and forth through my aortic valve because it wasn't sealing. So that's a long story on that, but Dr. Cagney gave me a pig valve. He said, because my brother told me, he says, if you can avoid getting a valve, do it. Because this mechanical valve means you have to get Coumadin, and they get the dosage messed up, you're screwed. He went in the hospital because he was bleeding out his eyes. He fell and hurt his shoulder, and they took him off the Coumadin, put him on heparin, got the dosage wrong, and it was way too high. It was off by a factor of 10. They moved the decimal point. So he said, if you can avoid taking warfarin, do it. So I talked to Dr. Cagney. I said, is there another way to do this that I don't have to have a mechanical valve? So I don't want to take warfarin. He said, sure, we can give you a pig valve. That pig valve will last at least 20 years. We've got people that we put pig valves in, and when they're 60 and they're 70, 80 years old, doing just fine, no problems at all. Well, okay, let's put the pig valve in. So they did, and he did a good job. When I came out of the hospital, I felt like Superman. My heart was working great. I had energy. I was a 52-year-old man, and I was doing pretty good, and I felt good. So I started working like a horse. I was doing things I hadn't been able to do in 5-10 years. So basically I shredded that pig valve in 7 years. So I went to Dr. Cagney because, like I said, I went to him and said I was having trouble, and he did the echocardiogram, said the pig valve shredded. You're going to have a new one, but that's not something I can do. He said I can put a new one in there, but I can't do a redo. That's not something I've got any experience in. But Dr. Deeb up at Ann Arbor, he's the head of the cardiac center. He's very successful at those. So they sent me off to see Dr. Deeb, and he said, yeah, you got a bad heart valve. It's leaking. We'll get you scheduled in. I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks, and when we get back, we'll put you in. Well, turns out he didn't go on vacation. I was going to work. Had nothing else I could do. I just could only go about 100 feet, and I'd have to stop and breathe. Then I go another 100 feet and stop and breathe. I had to wear a dust mask. I don't like masks. I don't like masks at all. But it was a welding shop. If I went out in the welding shop without the dust mask on, I started coughing. And my boss asked me, he says, do you have to have the dust mask on? I said, well, I don't have to. He said, what happens if you don't? I said, well, I go out in the shop, I start coughing, and then I lay down and pass out. So that's why I was wearing a dust mask. Dr. Deeb came back and a little early, got me in the hospital. And I was in the operating room for 12 hours. Dr. Deeb was in there with me for 12 hours. Mostly because when Dr. Cagney put in the pig valve, some way the pig valve is put in, they end up putting it closer to your heart than a mechanical. So there wasn't a whole lot of stuff to stitch that mechanical to. So Dr. Deeb said he was only able to put 2 stitches in. So he kept me opened up on the operating table for 6 hours while he watched to make sure I wasn't going to leak. Well, fortunately, I have this, I call it my miraculous healing powers. I've managed to survive a great many things that kill a normal man, just because I'm too dumb to know I'm dead, I guess. In any case, he sat by the table and watched me while I was on the I was still hooked up to the machine. They could switch me over. He said, well, looks like it's going to work, so they stitched me up. I was in the hospital for 21 days. Not because of the surgery, but because I caught MERS. Middle East Respiratory Syndrome. I had an infection in this. It was open from my throat down to my belly button, nearly to my belly button, just below my rib cage. And I had a spot right here that didn't heal. They tried everything. Nothing would kill it, which is one of the symptoms of MERS. Could be MRSA. I'm not good on the letters. In any case, neighbors mowing. In any case, they finally ended up putting a vacuum on me. Taped off a pad over that wound. It wouldn't heal. There's only an inch left of the incision. It wouldn't heal up. Put a patch over the top of that, hooked the suction machine to it. Just kept pumping. It would pump out fluid all the time. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. I can see it building up in this cup on the bottom of the machine. It was a nasty thing to look at. I tried not to. It eventually sucked all the crap out. It kept growing. I mean, it was still alive and growing, but every time something grew, it got drawn out. So it's okay. I got over it. So now I have a mechanical valve. Mechanical valve's much sturdier than the big valve. If it does fail, though, you got no time. I mean, if your heart valve stops, you're going to be dead. So I'm not worried about it. Probably won't know it much more than I did the esophageal echocardiogram. But still, when I'm tired, I sit down and rest. I recommend that as a treatment for pretty much anything you run into. If you feel tired, sit down and rest. Nothing in this world's worth dying over. Plenty of things that'll kill you without being worth it. Okay, I'm going to cut some more. If you have any suggestions for new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching.
This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union without the express written permission of the parents or the legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.